buy some merch. Hi, Mom.
So, we had a pretty exciting first half, would you say?
A little bit. A little bit. I see things.
Well, I mean, you know, you kind of came out of retirement for this one. You know, you've been the longtime voice of the Nashville Roller Girls and had the layoff this year. And so, you know, you get to come back for some games, and you get the junior game, and now you get this game.
Well, the reports of my demise are greatly exaggerated. I may be taking a little bit of time off, but I remain your humble, belligerent voice of Tennessee Roller Derby. Mr. Speaker, I got a buttload of stats for the stat geeks in the house.
See, that's what I was going to ask. So, I mean, like, you know, how did we get to this juncture?
Oh, my gosh. Well, it was all tied up with 17 minutes left to play as we went back to 87-87 and Jam 17. But here's how it looks. Exactly what we expected from Go. DDG having to force the penalties and play the sticky track. Nashville having to play technical and stay out of the box. So here's the deal. Nashville dominating at lead jammer. 16 lead jammer opportunities to only 7 for DDG. 1 jam with no lead jammer. DDG only strung together 3 in a row in jams 10 through 12. Now NRG strung together 7 in a row early, and they strung together another 7 a little later. Of course, one of those jams, the 6th of the 7 in a row, was the no jammer jam. But that's what NRG has got to do and remain doing. However, 3-0-0 jams.
Yep.
3-0-0 jams.
And I was going to say, it's one of the things I pointed out in the first half is that, so while they've been getting the lead advantage, they've also been, I don't know if you want to call it an advantage, because it's not an advantage. 7-3 on jammer penalties against Nashville, where the Dixie River Girls have done the most damage.
That's exactly what Dixie has to do and keep doing to stay in the game. Now, as a side note, very few teams are as into the physical conditioning as Nashville is. So this is where it's going to rub. If DDG has to keep this high level of pressure play on Nashville, will Nashville's overall athleticism and conditioning win out? That's what we're going to have to see as we get into the second half of this second period. But here's where we're at as far as the penalties. To your point, 7-3, 7 power jams for DDG, a total of 3 for Nashville. But total penalties for DDG, only 10. Only 10. Only 2 skaters with 3 or more, each having 3, is number 3, that's Mariah Cherry, and number 4, BOA. So no significant jammer penalties. Nashville, 15 total penalties. 1 skater with 3, that's number 11, Polly Pushy Pants, which is exactly what we expect out of Polly Pushy Pants, willing to give up the body to make the play. But then number 4, also has 3 for Nashville, and number 7 has 4, and number 7 is AKA Rowe. That's what's made the difference. They found the one jammer they could force the penalties on, and they've been able to stay in and keep the game close for that. One other key thing, late in the game, and maybe this is the conditioning difference, please remember that Nashville strung together 36-3 on points advantage in jams 15-19. That's what they have to do to make it happen. Mr. Speaker, you have the call.
Of course, what's really amazing is that we do have a very, I don't want to say green, I want to say young, experience-wise team out here. Some players who've only really have come together this season of play and have had a little bit of a disparate opportunity to be able to get these players all together on the same track game after game. So this game, we're seeing what essentially is like an all-new roster, of course, anchored by some of our veterans, doing a fantastic job out here, though. Of course, breaking through first is going to be number 31, Pop-Tart, for Nashville, as you say, keeping a strong arm on that lead, going against number 12, Weevil.
Well, make no mistake about it, Mr. Speaker. The same thing has been going on the Nashville side. They gave up 3 key blockers for this game, 3 key veteran players, not here in the Nashville roster. That, of course, being Alita 1, Acute Angel, and Sin Tilly Lakes.
Oh, and was sitting the bench for the first half, stepping out here on the track tonight. Once again, one of the fan favorites, number 27, the alternate Asian Invasion.
Oh.
It's that rare moment you can call out a blocker and the fans go wild.
Santa got my letter.
So we're going to have Mini Militia. We're going to have Shirley Mennel. They're going to be the jammers here of jam number 2 of the second half. Going to have an opportunity to see, and Shirley Mennel finding the space on the inside, dancing past grabs lead 2 for 2 now for Nashville.
So we were what, 4-3 on the last jam?
I missed those point totals. I remember right now. So it's 3.
All right, round and round we go. As Nashville has your lead jammer 2 in a row. Took Mr. Speakers once. And went backwards there. Took a good bounce. That's 1,200 points of pressure on the back of the head. We're going to want to check and make sure that that helmet is, my goodness. She got right up though. Thank goodness on that.
Of course, we're going to be thankful for the fact that we have Huntsville Emergency Medical Services here. Thankfully, we hadn't got to see them at any point during this bout. Of course, we saw them a few times there in the juniors game. That was a very physical game, and one thing you see in the juniors game is kind of the height differential between players sometimes can lead to some unfortunate contact, which is what we saw. Of course, it's not, an intentional thing, but a lot of times you see a smaller skater lean into a taller skater and just kind of take some inadvertent contact. Of course, here we are with the adults. We do have a little bit of size advantages here in the adults, but you know what? A lot of times you'll see in the adults, it's the skater of a lesser stature that is able to get deep under the body of a taller skater and just take their legs out.
I happen to know a young skater over in Nashville who made an entire career of that, the one with the pink hair. All right, here we go again. Here's a skater who I've been watching all night. This is Punch Bug. Now she is sitting 3 in this 4-skater rotation. Punch Bug in the first half, very, very proficient. She was lead jammer all but one time. Punch Bug scored 51 points in the first half. Now here she is not going to be our lead jammer. The streak's going to end, and DDG is in control of the clock. But 51 points for Punch Bug in the first half. The thing that has thrilled me most watching this young skater is the absolutely ice-cold consistency and maturity that she's showing on the track.
Sir, I know you love the skaters, but amazing one-skate run there from Weeble to grab 4 points to finish that jam, riding the rails. Of course, that lead came courtesy of a beautiful hip check run back there from the Dixie Blockers. We talk about the jammers a lot, but most of these jammers do not do it alone. It requires the efforts of their blockers to create the situations for their benefit. Right now, we're going to have number 7, as you noted, a.k.a. Rogue, having 4 penalties so far in the game against 1968. Wiley Coyote flipping the hips, trying to find one more to beat, unable to. So it's going to be a.k.a. Rogue breaking back for lead.
But to your point, Mr. Speaker, it was Wiley Coyote in the second half of the first period, coming out, 4 times in a row? At least 3 to force the action.
3 in a row there to finish that first. Of course, we're gonna pitch a shutout here. 0-0's gonna abide. We're gonna stay the score we had when we started. Full of sound and fury, signifying nothing.
4th 0-0 jam of the game, Mr. Speaker. A testament to the defense.
Oh, we're gonna have an opportunity for Night Fury to take the track as the jammer at 6-6. Played in our junior game. Pop-Tart gonna be the opposite jammer for Nashville. X-Cow trying to bridge the packs, going up to 10 feet, helping.
She really lucked out there, Mr. Speaker. That right skate did skirt the line, but she was able to make it through for lead jammer. Polly Pushy Pants on her way out. Now that's going to be her 4th.
Once again, this has been that one consistent defense that Nashville has been able to throw out there when they wanted to take advantage of a situation. We're seeing a mix of skaters doing all the work here for Dixie. Going from jammer to blocker and back to jammer are a number of these skaters.
Now that's an interesting observation, Mr. Speaker, because this was the line that Punch Bug has been skating behind. So it appears that Nashville is going with 2 separate blocker lines and rotating the jammers on a 4-jammer schedule.
Finally trying to make the run through, getting the hip check there was Night Fury, getting spilled to the deck. Was putting the star cap back on the helmet as the pivot. DOA is sitting in the penalty box. Kutsia going to try and run the offense here. Looking to get an opportunity to intermix in this Nashville defense.
That ever so devastating hind quarter of 1-220 Electric Cow. Bearing NRG down on One Night Fury. This is that physicality, Mr. Speaker. This is that conditioning that Nashville does. All that work off the track that, oh my goodness, translates back onto the track, but there's number 4 trying to pick the weak link out on Virginia Slam.
Once again, looking at two defenders that have been out there quite a lot this evening are trailing right now. That's going to be BOA and Kutsia, both doing some stalwart work, and the cap gets passed off to BOA after coming out of the box. Presses the advantage to get to the back, which forced the call off, but not after 22 points. Go into the bucket for Nashville, extending that lead to 40.
Damage done.
That was a big thing, because even though the advantage lead had been going for Nashville, it had been a number of one-and-dones. Prior to that, it was just 8-7 so far in the early goings of the game.
Outscoring their opponent 30-7, just like that, these first 5 jams, Mr. Speaker. And taking lead jammer once again, 3 in a row for the visiting team.
And it looks like Nashville was able to make some adjustments to solve some of the problems. One of the problems being number 12, Weevil, the leading scorer for Dixie.
Electrical, once again, throwing the hammer down, and by the hammer, I do mean her hind quarters.
So we're going to finish that one with a one-and-done, 4 more points going into the game total for Nashville.
Don't forget, ladies and gentlemen, come on down, get your raffle tickets. We're going to have 2 more draws here after our announcement of our MVP bloggers and jammers, and let's see you at the after party, Maggie Myers Irish Pub, 1009 Henderson Road. Keep your wristband on. That's your free cover.
So both teams splitting up into a 3-1, looking to run some offense per squad. Punchbug able to shake and bake, grabs lead for Nashville. Wile E. Coyote still trying to find some open opportunity there. Getting closed down quickly was Kablamazon. And Virginia Slam, Kutsia holding down the front at the fort right now, trying to match toe-to-toe. Has to shrug off the contact as it got extended. Going to be looking at Whipsqueak now, carrying the star for Dixie.
Nashville Roller Girls taking 6 out of 7 at lead jammer, stringing together 4 in a row. It was Punchbug who was denied in her first shot out, but now she'll throw up 6 unopposed. So now Nashville extending it to 36-7 in these first 7 jams. 167-117 our score.
So to grab a quote from a famous musical, how do you solve a problem like Maria? Maria, in this case, is grabbing lead from Dixie. Of course, Weevil has been highly successful at it so far for Team in Black. Looking to make the break to the front, and is making the solve the problem with a huge hit going against AKA Rogue.
Thank you, Easter Bunny. Oh.
And we will have an opportunity to grab the full 5 and gonna have an opportunity for Power Jam. Forearm sending AKA Rogue off to the penalty box.
That is going to be number 5 for AKA Rogue. This is what DDG needs to do. Scrap it up. Scrap it up. Is she lead jammer?
Yeah. So continuing to grind this out, looking to have an offensive opportunity. Jigglebot's trying to make the slow down there. Mini Militia looking to get in there and mix it up. Able to make the pass through, past the hips and the arms of Polly Pushy Pants. Asian Invasion making her status on the track known. Hard hit coming into the back of Mini Militia, and it will result in a back block, continuing a power jam opportunity for the Dixie Derby Girls.
I'm fair, and what do you know, Mr. Speaker? That's going to be number 6. This is a second power jam opportunity for DDG.
And continuing to turn this track over here on the full blue floor of the Yosemite Complex. Patiently waiting, already seeing some contact from blockers. Polly Pushy Pants trying to establish the position against Asian Invasion. Looking for the sweep out now, coming to close it out.
Look at that.
Picking the plays. Oh, and a quick stop there from Nancy Drewblood on the edge. Weevil eyeballing the jammer, coming out of the back. Gonna finish it off with 3 more points. onto the board, bringing it to 27 points on the jam.
More significantly, Mr. Speaker, 27 unanswered. Dixie cutting the differential over in half. We are back to a true game. Exactly what they needed to do. Put the pressure on. I'm fairly certain at one point we're going to see Asian Invasion pull out a folding table and put somebody through it.
Well, and this is what we were talking about. So, you maybe not being able to get the consistent jam-by-jam effort out of the squad, because once again, a lot of newer skaters trying to coordinate that level of play out there is Dixie. But when the problem comes for Nashville, it comes big when they surrender the power jam, and that score is big when they do.
I'm going to throw a chair. I'm going to throw a chair.
Of course, still not the highest score. The highest score so far still was 28, previously by Buell as well. Coming into this whip squeak jamming, Pop-Tart, other jammer, looking to finally make the breakout. Wile E. Coyote trying to hold down the fort at the front. Lots of whistles.
Oh no, track cut called on Wile E. Coyote.
Nope. I think it was a secret shot of play. Track cut going against whip squeak. So we're going to have jammer and loggers sitting in the box. 2, 3. Advantage Nashville. Add the fourth because they have a jammer.
This is exactly what Nashville needed to do here. Pop-Tart was not phased. She sat straight down and did exactly what she needed to do. Penalty forced. Power jam opportunity. First power jam opportunity for Nashville in the period, the third of the half.
So we got one of our veteran skaters out there, Kutia out there helping out Rolly the Riveter, one of our newest skaters here in the Dixie program. Happy to have her. Always out there working hard every game. Joined back now by some veterans out there. That's going to be Wile E. Coyote joining the mix. Chelsea Grant, second time out here in the season. Oh, Pop-Tart popping. Kablamazon giving it back again to Wile E. Coyote, getting rung there against that Nashville bell.
Beautiful work knocking that differential for 12 into the last two at 15, 15-0. We're going to go to 144, 186. DDG has got to keep this game physical. They have to keep Nashville's younger players on tilt. The question though, Mr. Speaker, we all know it, Nashville well known for that deep off-track conditioning that they do. Is that physicality going to make a difference in the second half of this period? Timeout called.
And looks like we're going to have an official timeout as the odd father touching shoulders. That's the signal you see, the hands on the shoulders. Signify that the officials called that timeout. And while we have an official timeout, I want a big shout out to Alabama Real Estate Solutions, Anton Natenko, Realtor. 256-763-3123. That's in your program. And of course, the Ivanator just down the block from me right here on our side of the track. Rocket City Webs, providing web design for the Dixie Derby Girls. We got jammers. 1 point separates them. 13-12. Shirley Minton. Weeble. Who will be the first to break the back for lead?
Well, you know what they say. It's been back and forth to and around now for Nashville. Weebles wobble, but they don't fall down and giving chase. But here's that younger Nashville line looking to regain. And let's see if she did. Yes, indeed. She's going to scrape up 2 in the back end. 2-0 is going to take us to 144, 188. Plenty of time left, though, Mr. Speaker. Just under 17 to play.
I thought you got chipped before she passed the hips. So we're going to reset this one, going back to one of the other young bucks out there for Nashville, number 53, Punch Bug, alongside 1968. Wile E. Coyote. And the crowd woos. Here we go, breaking the pack first, gonna be Punch Bug. Been a devastating jammer here for this Nashville team.
3 in a row for Nashville. Punch Bug. She has gone 2 for 3 at lead jammer. Scored 51 in the first half. So far, she has posted only 6 in this period.
And Punch Bug's gonna have a power jam opportunity. Track cut being assessed to Wile E. Coyote. Gonna take 30 seconds in the penalty box. Strong defense now halting the flow of the Punch Bug. Punch Bug, though, able to tick and tack, shrug through the contact to grab 5 points onto the board.
This is the second Power Jam opportunity in the period for Nashville, the fourth Power Jam of the period.
Of course, like you say, I have been around this Nashville program, both the juniors and the adults, for a number of years as well, calling a lot of games up there with you. And it's one of the things we've said, one of the things that's been holding back this national team is finding consistent jammers to be out there at the floor. Of course, being able to go to their junior league to find one out here now, playing such a strong game, going to be a boon to this team. Of course, we are at the end of what would be the active season of Derby. Oh! Mariah Cherry throwing the hip into punch bug, helping force the call off as Wile E. Coyote putting on the Jets, trying to come out and grab the points, but we're going to sit that one at 0-2-0 for Nashville. 2:08 is their game total, 144. Dixie, half of this second is already gone.
Well, one thing you got to know, Mr. Speaker, it's been consistency. One thing that's been consistent in Nashville has been the coaching staff. Mr. Cal has done such a great job. He took over the last couple of seasons a team that was normally a playoff contender. He weathered it to grow a team from start. And now when you see that depth at jammer, this is where it's going to make a difference. Nashville always consistent on off-track stamina building and overall core strength, and that was the key they've been missing in the last couple of years, was that consistent depth at jammer core. If this is the result, I am so excited to see what the next few years are going to be like for the team in blue from Middle Tennessee.
Well, having been the coach the last 3 years of the Dixie Derby Girls, I'm really impressed with where they've gone this year. Of course, you know, I came in and helped to get the program restructured, reset, back on a good glide path, back to our winning ways. We're having a great season this year, and I'm really proud of the players who have stepped up this year and have really taken ownership of this league, because that's the one thing about Women's Flat Track Derby Association. It is player-owned and operated, and I am one that fully believes in that. Because, I mean, you know, we see it in sports, in the larger sports world, the corporatization of the game. You know, taking some of the fun, taking some of the excitement out of the game. And that's something you definitely do not, you know, find when you come to a derby bout. There is excitement. There is fun. These are the players that live in your community and play this game for you, for them, for the joy of sport. So if you can, give it up to all the players out here on the track. Oh, you can do better than that.
Just over 14 and a half to play, Mr. Speaker. Nashville outscoring their opponents 57-34, put 23 points on the differential as DDG breaks the streak at 3 and is your lead jammer. Now, 27 of those 34 points came in Jam 8, 27 points for DDG. They continue to take advantage, forcing those power jams, exactly what they need to do. So this is going to be a third power jam opportunity for DDG here in the half.
And of course, Weeble, being the beneficiary as jammer of these power jam opportunities, has taken full advantage of it. Oh, just riding a single state, just kick-starting that roll forward with the opposite wheels, able to continue that track forward. Of course, I want to give, a hard contact there coming against Kutsia. Been out on this track for most of this game. Of course, looking to find those glasses. I looked up, saw, hey, her eyes are gone. She's missing her eyes. Lost them there in turn number 1. Been playing a heck of a game. Is 495 Kutsia.
The glasses play, darling. The glasses play.
So once again, we're seeing these players play both ways. You're going to have Wile E. Coyote and Whipsqueak. Both have played as jammers in this game. Coming into the defense alongside Asian Invasion, Chelsea Corinne. Oh, and a quick pass over the outside as Weeble for lead. Make it 2 in a row. Weeble being the only jammer in the second half to grab lead for Dixie.
Asian Invasion throwing her weight around in the pack. Pop-Tart able to make her way through. Head down, eyes up.
And a chip out there with the drawback coming from Electric. I'm going to go ahead and force the call off, but not before points were put onto the total for Nashville.
Well, I think her goal there was to try to hit it and quit it and close it up, but she was not able. Looks like they angling herself to the outside, not able to pass the hips. So I would say advantage Nashville on that one, but still 12 and change to play. This is where Dixie really has to start putting the screws down and even taking up an inch higher in the physicality that they've been playing. I would say advantage Nashville in overall conditioning. So here's where Dixie really maybe has to loosen it up even more, Mr. Speaker. That right there, that's what they need to do. No pass, no penalty, so no lead jammer. No lead jammer. And lead jammer called.
And smartly so, the veteran Whipsqueak gets lead, goes ahead and calls off the jam without any damage being done. As you said, Shirley Mendel able to break back first, was going to have an opportunity to score. That's 3 in a row now going for Dixie. I'm going to tell you right now, the difference in this game has been these two young, playing as jammers. Of course, they played as jammers and blockers as juniors for the Nashvilleans. It has really been, the difference maker has been Shirley Mendel and Punchbug down here on the track. Whipsqueak going to go ahead and take duties yet again. Didn't have enough the first time. Going to see what can be found in this second one.
Well, there's exactly what you needed. Daphlopod opening up the outside line. Lucky scoop there, but we'll see whether or not you can throw the pick again. And there you go. There's that 1-2-3 punch. Now, the Lamazon's going to take a forearm penalty here, and that is going to make the difference. And away goes DDG for 4 in a row at lead jammer. Here's where we need to dig in. Here's where that offense has got to get scrappy.
Now popping through the bag right now, hitting the deck, going ahead and calling it off. Not going to give up the points.
Well, a devilish 2 is better than nothing, Mr. Speaker. Oh, a German 3, even better.
So we're going to bring the game total up to 160-211, still sitting at the mark for Nashville. Been hitting zeros the last 2 jams, only 3 points in the last 4, so we're seeing a bit of a turnaround. Of course, that turnaround coming courtesy of the lead advantage.
20 points in her last jam, 6 in the previous, but Bug held scoreless on her first and fourth jams.
Once again, we're going to see a matchup we've seen quite often. The Dixie defense just absorbing Weeble into the mix, trying to capture in, of course, going against Pop-Tart. These two have been on the track together quite often. Driving the pack to the front is Pop-Tart. Pop-Tart getting hung up, but established lead. Goes ahead, calls it off as Weeble was blasting out of the pack.
Well, very interesting turn of events on the pack. Right now, the mental game, DDG is now the one playing it coolest. Pop-Tart is spending a little bit more energy arguing with the refs than clearing the pack. So it's going to be very interesting to see whether they start targeting her and putting her on tilt the same way that they have put number 7.
Of course, we want to
Timeout call.
Oh, sorry. Of course, we want to recognize some other sponsors out there. Of course, there's going to be Goose Pond, 2018 Triathlon, Half Iron Relay and Sprint. We also want to recognize our friends at the End Zone. Have been one of the after parties, but not the after party tonight. That's going to be Maggie Myers. And, of course, Chick-fil-A with 6 locations in Huntsville and Madison. Shirley Mendel out on the track. Oh, quickly diving into the body of BOA past Asian Invasion. Trying to roll out and slip out. Spins to a knee and grabs lead. Wow, the youthful energy paramount as Mini Militia trying to contend down with a 2-wall of blockers for Nashville.
What do you know? Junior program skaters bringing lots of technical play to the track in their early seasons in roller derby.
Well, quite frankly, some of these younger skaters that are coming out here have actually been in the game longer than a lot of these adults. Now, the difference just being in some of the physicality of play, but then again, this Nashville team, the Nashvilleans, have played some physical games. I saw a couple of them earlier this year. Asian Invasion, now your jammer for Dixie. Usually the one delivering the punches, now taking them. Right now, that's going to be Daphlopod matched with Electrocal. Sitting at the front, Mini Militia anchoring the front of that defense. Multi-points of contact now against Surely mental. One of the things, quite frankly, you see in Derby right now, a lot of these teams are just playing single point contact on the defense, trying to rotate this orbit defense. The better defense is you're having at least 2 points of contact out on the play. And that hit hard contact, dropping Shirley Mendel, forces the goal.
Well, Nashville once again translating points and lead jammer. 13 unanswered here in the 17th is going to take us to 160 to 224. Don't forget, ladies and gentlemen, get those last raffle tickets. Get them in your hand. We've got plenty of stuff to give away.
Oh, already established.
Oh, never mind.
Raffle maker over here, ready. Give us saying, oh, tried to play the tricky. Tried to play the tricky jam start. Was Nashville 12, Weevil 31 lead. That's Pop-Tart. They're in the blue. So that means that's Nashville. It's 3 in a row now going for Nashville. Oh, and a hard contact drops Pop-Tart to the net.
She'll go ahead and take all 5 for that one, though, Mr. Speaker.
Four.
Excuse me, 4. All right, well,
we got
17 unanswered in the last 2. That's
you know you should never
220 and 160.
I tell you, you know you should never tuck that thumb when you throw a punch, though, right? You know, you got to keep it outside the hand. Outside the hand. So, I'm going to say it. We're going to have 53 punch bug, and your jammer for Dixie. Wait for it. Wiley Coyote. There's the Wolfpack, and lead goes to Punch Bug.
Blocker advantage with DDG, but strength advantage definitely in Nashville. And a lead to the apex. Now she made it, but again, you've got to admire the maturity on Punch Bug. Doesn't lose her cool, hits the dirt, calls it off. Now she is not awarded the points because of the contact on the apex strip. And DDG able to score 4 in the back end. The first points they're going to post since Jam 15.
So we're going to have this repeat. We've seen this a lot of times. Actually, the last 3 times each one of these jammers have touched the track, they have been matched up. That's Weeble. That's Pop-Tart. We're going to reset this, replay this jammer tandem again. Weeble comes out of the front with the advantage and lead.
Lots of energy coming out of Pop-Tart, but the focus right there, Weeble, able to hit the negative space. And there she goes, a tomahawk twist to the outside. She'll go ahead and hit it and quit it and try to take some of that momentum here into the 21st.
So we're sitting at 5 minutes left to go in the game. Of course, if you are holding raffle tickets, we are going to announce our raffle winners with 2 minutes left to go. So with 2 minutes left to go, we'll announce the final raffle winner. So you can be ready for when this game ends to come out here on the track and congratulate all these players. 5-second call, we have a race out there. We're going to have Very Dangerous coming out on the track, finally going alongside fellow blocking mates, 53 Punch Bug, 1968 Wiley Coyote, Punch Bug grabbing the lead.
We have had a 19-point power jam, we've had a 28-point power jam, we've had a 27-point power jam out of DDG. So, Mr. Speaker, if they can get 1 or 2 well-forced penalties here, they could be right back in this one. 4-8-12, chipping away at 4-8-12, unanswered by DDG in the last 3. Who was lead that time? Was it Nashville?
Yeah. I forgot to see mark. Who was the jammer on that one? I forgot to mark it down.
It doesn't matter at this point.
Yep. So we're going to be setting this 4-3 as our last jam table. We're going to have an opportunity to see, well, it's not going to be a 3-1. It's going to be a 1-3 opposite side of Weeble, and that's going to be Shirley Mental. 2 jammers getting lead advantage often. Lead this time going to Weeble. So as both teams now trying to set up their defenses there in the second straightaway right in front of our crowd. Oh, a dip and dive, both squads. Who comes out with the advantage? It's going to be 3 onto the board for Nashville.
Just under 3.5 to play here. Nashville looking to sit tight and take it home. As we have seen many times before with NRG and the team in blue, that conditioning leads to consistency, and that consistency plus that deep jammer core gets the results.
Yeah, and one of the really surprising things that's happened this afternoon as this Nashville defense has actually been able to get a hold of Wile E. Coyote, but not this time as Wile E. Coyote breaks back for lead. Oh no, that is going to be coming with a track cut. A step over on the inside. Lead is disallowed. That will be Pop-Tart now with Nashville and the lead.
This is the third Power Jam opportunity for Nashville in the period, the sixth Power Jam of the half.
Pop-Tart having an easy way making it to the pack as we are starting to close out this game with just slightly over a jam total left to go on the game clock. Nashville looking to play a squeeze-out offense. Really trying to chip the hip of Pop-Tart. Pop-Tart able to roll straight through that one. Coming back in now, Wile E. Coyote engaging the defense. One of my surprise players for Nashville, Kablamazon, I got to admit, really surprised at the level of play Kablamazon is showing here in this game. Was really also impressed with, like I said, going to have Rolling River, really one of the fresh skaters out here for Dixie. Really impressed with coming out here and playing against this tough team. 319 is what we're going to sit in that last jam as we were just under clock. And we got raffle winners. 350-8322 and 8318. 8322 and 8318. You are the winners of our final raffle. And once again, if we could find the ticket holder of 8299 to go back to the merch table, we'd appreciate that. Once again, 8322 and 8318. You are our winners of our final raffle.
1 minute left to play, Mr. Speaker. We're into the 24th jam, so many short jams here in this game. I totally agree with you on Kablamazon. She came in 2-3 years ago as a completely fresh skater who totally came through the Nashville system, and now very deft on that three-point blocking triangle, along with one Nancy Drew Blood and one Electrical. Of course, it's been Virginia Slam who sat in the four-hole on that. So that's the testament to Nashville. They're very good at playing these technical, very versatile lines, and they have definitely shown how to be able to work together, and that defense has been able to get the opportunity to get these jammers out.
Oh, and a penalty now. Track cut going to be assessed against Punchbug. Of course, not the jammer Nashville wanted to see out on the track, courtesy of that power jam opportunity. That's going to be Weeble now. Oh, taking a hard hip contact there. Looking coming into the side. I could not tell if that was Electric Cow or Gigawatts. Either way, it did the damage and slowed the traffic down. Oh, and a quick okey doke there from Weeble. Taking a step back, launching back through the back, putting 5 more points onto the board. Homemaker, of course, this has been an actual learning season for this Dixie team. Have done a fantastic job of organically growing themselves from new skaters, really taking control of this program themselves. This will only be really the second true loss of note this season. We had the one 5-point loss earlier at home here. This is the only real game that did not come down to a final jam loss this year. So incredibly impressive out of your hometown team.
Make no mistake about it, Mr. Speaker. No shortage of excitement on the track. And that's going to be the end with an unofficial score. 261 to 188. We're going to wait for it to be official. A hard-fought game. DDG doing what they needed to do to stay in it, forcing the penalties, taking advantage of those power jams, but it is Nashville. The consistency in coaching, the athleticism and off-the-track work. And we're going to wait for the official word here from our refs.
And don't forget, we got the portal open there in the center. Step out on this track. Put a hand out for both these amazing teams. Let them know how much you appreciate them coming out to play. And stick around to find out who our MVPs are going to be. And you know what? Keep your wristband on. Go to the after party. Tell them yourself.
Official score, 261-189. Easy, congratulations. The Nashville Roller Girls.
Boys, once again, stick around for our MVPs. We are players, our players, you can shipping the MVP. Where you're watching close, did you see the action yourself? And you get ready for our hustle. Let's hear it. The red local heroes. You'll love them. Dixie Derby Girls. Roller Girls. Big ups to the team in blue. So good to see you all. Impressive team play. Fantastic coaching from one Mystical. Congratulations to NRG on the depth of their jammer corps. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for your hospitality and invitation. We're going to kick it over here to Mr. Speaker for our MVPs. This is Homemaker saying, thanks for the invitation. You can stick around if you want. I'll see you at the next one. Oh, you got close. Thank you, dude. Keep me in mind for next year. This was dude.
fucking great. I had so much fun.
Yeah,
I had so much fun. Thank you.
We've had so many. We've had two last jam games here this year. Won one, lost one.
What a beautiful facility. This was so much fun.